Hello again, all you wonderfully odd individuals, and welcome to episode 3 of my Invasion Log. If you haven't seen the last 2 episodes, go check them out to see dual S-stocks, dual Bandit's curved swords, and a whole lot of parries. Today, we're taking in 2 Cold Grave Scythes on our level 9 Invasion character. The details of the build can be found within the description of this video. Now, let's go welcome some players to Limgrave. Alright, so right off the bat, we're seeing that our summon here is a little bit injured. So we're going to go in and see if we can't take him out of the game right away. We don't quite make it, unfortunately. But maybe while he's recovering, we're thinking we can get a parry on his friend here. Unfortunately, the delay on this attack really screws us up. And we're just going to have to back up now that the other guy's back involved. So we're back to jockeying for position and just kind of looking for an opening here. It's not going well, as you can see, and right about now I'm thinking we're probably going to have to pull out the parry, but we just so happen to land 2 jumping attacks in a row, which takes the summon out of the game. Very nice. Now it's just us and the host here. So we're going to bait him out, we're going to take a couple swings and see if he responds. And he does, so that's the end of him, unfortunately. Now this next guy, I don't really know what's up. He's kind of like hiding in the bushes, but I don't know what he was thinking. Anyway, I feel a little bad that his host isn't here. I might have waited a second, but you know what? We can't wait all day. Let's go ahead and move on. Now I was really hoping that I was going to get to fight these guys one at a time, but it just doesn't work out that way. So we're hoping maybe if we get a parry, we can even things out, but again, it doesn't work out. We just can't follow it up. And then we honestly get a little too defensive here. We probably should have tried to stay aggressive in some way, shape, or form, but we didn't, and unfortunately we're going to pay for that. We do manage to keep it going for a lot longer than we probably should have been able to. But here in a sec, we accidentally hit the wrong healing item. And yeah, that's going to be it for us. We're definitely not going to be surviving that. Oh well. Now again, I don't know what's going on with lower level characters hiding in bushes, but there are a lot of lower level characters hiding in bushes. I don't know if they think that I can't see them, but I can see them. Hey look, it's the Magma Worm Sword, Greatsword? Magma Worm Greatsword? Something like that. It puts lava on the floor. You're not really supposed to stand in it like we did just there, but it actually looks like it's not doing too much damage. Unfortunately, these jumping attacks really start to get in the way, so we do rely a little bit on our weapon art here. And for a second, it honestly looks like it's not going to work, but then they back off a bit, giving us an opening to go in for the summon. And we do manage to land our jumping attack, but we just don't really have enough time before his friend's back on us. So, once again, we're going to be relying on our weapon art here, and we do manage to take out the host. I'm sorry, my friend. I'm sorry. Alright, we got ourselves a caster friend, and I don't know how we managed to duck under that, but we did. Now time for Carian Retaliation, and as you can see, he doesn't pass his Vigor check. A little unfortunate. Now, I really struggle trying to parry these swords for whatever reason. I'm not very good at it. We do end up getting a few good smacks in though, but we just can't seem to line up the parry. Back off and get ourselves a heal real quick. Alright, so there was a lot of in between there where again, I just cannot seem to land it. But luckily here, we finally managed to get it, and we're starting to see, we don't follow it up, but we're starting to see why it's not landing, right? It's definitely got more of a delay than a normal parry, so we don't even bother switching out. There's just no point in risking it with that sort of connection, so we're just going to end that. Now we see this guy running through the tents here, so we do try to cut him off. We don't quite make it, but he doesn't really seem to be too interested in fighting. There's a lot of running, especially at low-level invasions, and for a moment I think that's what we're going to end up doing here, is just running around the map for forever. But he actually does get into it, which turns out to be kind of a mistake, because on that third attack, bam! I am sorry, my friend. We did stutter frame there a little bit, which is unfortunate. That's gonna ruin my my visual there a little bit. Oh well. Now his host was literally just running as fast as he could across the map. We did manage to finally catch up with him, as he seems to be pulling just every enemy that he can. To his credit, though, he is managing to avoid them pretty well. We do eventually get the hit on him, though, and put an end to that ridiculously long chase. Alright, now we got a very confident summon here. Did you see that? Did you see her displaying her confidence there? I don't know if it's a her, but whenever I see somebody in this armor, I just kind of assume it's a her. Now they've got themselves what looks like I think that's called the Bloody Helix, and maybe the Great Epee, which is an interesting combination. But I am pretty sure we can get the parry on these individuals. We're just gonna have to bait it out, especially with those two thrusting weapons. We should be just fine parrying those two thrusting weapons. I don't think we'll have a problem there. And for the moment, it actually looks like we may not need the parry, but we don't manage to finish off the Clean Rot Knight, which is alright. They're the one I'm pretty sure I can get, and we do manage to get them, but once again, we don't manage to follow it up, which is really unfortunate. Luckily, the host walks right into it here, and we managed to put an end to the match. But just for good measure, I'm sorry, Mr. Clean Rot Knight, or Mrs. Clean Rot Knight. I never know for sure. This is the end of you. And it looks like, alright, we've got ourselves a Rivers of Blood. Now, I still don't have the timing down very well on this weapon, but we are going to go for it. We're going to give it a shot and see if we can't parry Rivers of Blood, and then we'll go after the host. I doubt this is actually the host. Oh, he's got Swarm of Flies, too. What patch do you think this is, my friend? We're just going to outrun those, and again, just kind of look for an opening here so we can hopefully even the playing field. And we think we see one for just a moment, so we try to step into it, but it doesn't work out. He doesn't follow it up. We dodge these flies, and we're telling ourselves that the next one we're definitely going to go for it. And unfortunately, our timing is just terrible. So they do manage to get us there. We've got ourselves a weird mosh pit of enemies over here. The host does kind of run out of the mosh pit and separate himself, though, so that's nice. Weirdly, he just doesn't move away from our weapon art. I'm not really sure what he thought he was going to do here. It almost looked like he went for a parry, but it didn't happen. And lucky for us, that did not kill us, because I had no idea that that was coming. Good frenzy burst, my friend. Now, again, I just want to point out that we've got another low level hiding in the bushes. I mean, it's kind of cute, right? Like, does he think I can't see him? Obviously, we can see him. And this starts a very long run of us basically just throwing these throwing knives over and over. And we almost get him here. We almost do, which is a really unfortunate that we don't actually manage to finish that off, because I really wanted it. Especially after all the time we put in. But again, we have someone who just doesn't move away from the weapon art, which is called Sword Dance. I don't know if I mentioned that. And so that's the end of them. If I'm not mistaken, that's another Bloody Helix. They're just gonna sit behind this shield and they're gonna poke at us while rocks fly in our general direction. I think I mentioned this the last video. I really hate the rocks. I do not like the rocks. For some reason they back up twice, so I really screw up the timing there, especially since there is no attack. But my god, the rocks do not stop. We're gonna have to take somebody out of this. I can't deal with this melee individual while the rocks are flying. Luckily, they kind of open themselves up there for a moment, and it seems like there's their host is out of FP. So we're gonna go in for the kill here, and it still does appear like they're out of FP. They're definitely not casting anymore, but it looks like we're going on a run yet again. And we do finally manage to catch up to them, and now we can see why they were running, right? This individual has no FP. No FP, no HP, my bad. Oh, it's Moonveil. Alright, for the first time, I just destroy this Moonveil. I'm pretty proud of myself, I'm not gonna lie. Pretty proud of myself. You killed your friend, and then you stepped right into the parry. I really appreciate you, I do. I almost never get that right. Now, once again, just like in the last video, we've got some individuals that aren't aware of the immunity when you first get into the match, so the summon goes away real quick, and his host follows pretty soon after. Or at least he would have, if we had kept the dagger out and not pulled out the damn scythe. But we did pull out the damn scythe. So he does manage to get away. He does manage to heal. And so we're like, all right, we can get the parry here, right? We can get the parry on this man. And it does take us a little bit, but we do eventually figure out the timing. And there it is. I am sorry, my friend, but it's time for you to go. Sometimes I think I zoom in a little too far when I do that, but you know what? We'll mess with it. It's only the 3rd episode. Now we do have 2 more buddies coming up behind us here. And for just a moment, I think we're going to get it. But we literally miss every hit there, and that is honestly the only chance we're going to get, because that hit goes way farther than it should have. I'm not sure what these 2 were doing in this open field. I think maybe they were just waiting for me. But we do manage to land this jumping attack. And almost here we managed to finish it off right in the beginning because they line up so well for us. But the host actually manages to survive, which is unfortunate because then he runs away for a very long time. Now it does seem like he's finally going to stand and fight here, so we're a little bit relieved because I'm honestly tired of chasing people. There's a lot of chasing people in low-level invasions. I think their strategy is for you to just get bored and disconnect, but obviously we're not going to get bored and disconnect. We're just going to keep running after you. Although on PC, you're very likely to have a connection issue before they catch you, so I'm not sure why he just continues to back up here, but he backs up a lot, and he backs up for a while, and he just doesn't stop backing up. Until finally, he throws a couple hits out there, which unfortunately get him parried. And that's the end of our friend. I'm sorry, friend. Perhaps you should have not ran and not backed up so much. For our last match of the day, you guessed it, we have people hiding in bushes. Again, I don't know. This doesn't happen on other levels. I don't know why people hide in bushes at low levels, but it just seems to be a thing. We do manage to land the very last hit of our weapon art here, which isn't much. And then our friend pulls out this, what is this? I don't know the name of this spell. He pulls out this spell. So we back up so we can catch it with Carian, and we do manage to catch it. And our friend here just doesn't have any vigor, as you can see. And so we decide to finish off the host real quick. And my friends, that's going to be it for today. I hope you've enjoyed these low-level invasions. If you have any build suggestions, I'd be happy to read through them in the comments. Leave a like if you'd like this video to reach more eye holes, and don't forget to subscribe for the next episode. Until next time, thanks for being here.